not so long ago from nowadays, it was the case that the land was not all owned by a small number of very, very rich, powerful people. In fact, the land was owned by a huge network of small farmers and smallholders who owned their little bit of land, and it was enough for them to grow food for themselves and for them to sell or share some with their local community too. Such was the case down in Pembrokeshire as much as it was everywhere else, including at a farm or small holding actually, owned by a youngish man called Tom, who lived in an area called Penlan, not far from Ein Cymdogaeth. He owned about 15 acres. His family had owned it for generations. His father, his father's father, his father's father's father. It was a nice plot of land, dotted fields here, there, not all connected as one spot. He had to move around from field to field to get across his land. But it was healthy, fertile land, very, very dark soil. And he liked to grow potatoes in there particularly, but enough to feed his family of all the different crops he needed. But of course, all these good things don't always last forever. And as the rich and powerful became more and more rich and powerful, so they started to take ownership of more and more of the land, and to take and control more and more of the land, and to enclose it, and to try and push out and pressure these small holders and these small farmers and get them out the way. And so it was that one day when Tom was moving from one of his fields to another to collect some potatoes on his cart, he found himself blocked on an alley, on a road, by a toll house. And inside the toll house was a man who said, "You can go no further unless you pay me some money." And Tom said, I've worked these fields for years. My father's worked these fields. His father worked these fields. No one made us pay money. And he said, well, you don't have to pay money, but if you want to get to your field, you pay money. And that's it. In return, we'll look after the roads and the alleys and we'll keep them in good order. So Tom had no choice, and he paid his money, and he carried on. The following week, he was going a different direction to tend to his oats, and he found again one of the tracks was blocked with another toll house and another man who required money from him. And again, he had no choice but to pay. And so it was, week after week, toll house after toll house, wherever he tried to get, he was blocked. And he spoke to his friends, and he found the same thing was happening across the area, across Pembrokeshire. These houses, even on the smallest little tracks, were blocking access unless you paid money. And it was the landowners who were trying to pressure and squeeze out these smallholders. So Tom met with his friends, and they had no idea what to do about it. They felt they needed to do something. They went to church to see if they could find inspiration there. And there, the vicar, during his sermon, said the following. He said, "And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those who hate them." That was inspiration enough for Tom. The following week, it was a new moon. It was a dark night and a misty night too. And he arranged to meet with his friends at his small holding in the barn. And they put on wigs, and they put on dresses, and they smothered their faces with the dark, fertile soil from Tom's small holding to make their faces all dark and hard to recognize. And they crept out on the dark night in the mist to the nearest toll house, and they burnt it to the ground. And it was a great success. They weren't caught, they weren't arrested, so the following week, they did the same thing again. They went off to the toll house just outside Ein Cymdogaeth, and they burnt it to the ground. Each time, dressed as these women with these muddy, dark faces and the wigs. And soon word spread that this band of women, led by this mysterious Rebekah, was going around burning down the toll houses. And so other people started to join in. And soon enough, the toll houses across Pembrokeshire were being destroyed. They were burnt down, they were smashed to pieces, always seemingly by a gang led by a mysterious group of women and a particular leader called Rebekah. It became so bad for the landowners that eventually word got to the House of Commons in London. And in fact, unusual though it may seem, the House of Commons didn't pass a law that led to these rebellious women being arrested and thrown into prison. In fact, they passed a law that got rid of the toll houses, made them illegal. And so it was that Tom and his friends were able to go back to moving between their field of oats and their field of potatoes freely without paying these rich landowners. Although nobody knows whether Tom continued to dress up as Rebecca.